Good evening, Captain Yashika, and we are delighted and honored to welcome you on Passion Talks with Kanchan Sonik. This is our third episode, and in a row, we have been lucky to get passionate people to talk about their passion on life, which could change many lives going forward. This is the first diversity session where I had two other leaders who were male, and they've been leading different organizations in different fields. Today, I bring you all Captain Yashika Tyagi, who is a Kargil veteran, a TED Talk speaker, a trainer, a mother, a wife, a daughter, and whatnot. Today in this candid conversation, we will talk about how passionate she is and how passion drives her life. So a small introduction about who Captain Yashika is from Captain Yashika. Over to you, ma'am. Good evening, and we are delighted to welcome you on our third episode.
Good evening, Kanchan. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
This is such a wonderful platform, and I am so happy that you have given or you have chosen the name Passion Talks. Very few times I come across a platform where the name itself suggests the entire rainbow or entire gamut of the entire subject of the talk. Here you say Passion Talks, and I'm very thankful to you that I'm here. You've chosen me to represent another angle of passion. You have given a very wonderful introduction. I'm a Kargil war veteran. Yes, I am a proud mother, I'm a proud wife, I'm a proud daughter, and I'm a proud me. I think the only thing that actually defines me in one line, if I have to give my introduction, I'll say it's passion, it's junoon, it is the desire to be a better version constantly. Entire life has been a big journey, and I'm sure that as we move on in this segment of yours, we will be speaking more and more about how passion drives me. So, yeah, I'm here for you.
Thank you. Thanks a ton, Captain Yashika. I really, I don't know, but then I believe in law of attraction and, like-minded people connect. And I could just go through your LinkedIn profile and fell in love with the way you have spread across. I've seen your Josh Talks, I've seen your TED Talks, and that made me realize that that's how we connect. I was fortunate to get a reply from you, and I didn't feel like not asking an opportunity to take an interview with you. And here we go. Let me just take time back and see a Yashika who was going to school, living in a family. How was Captain Yashika then? And what does that upbringing brought a change in you? And how did it happen that you became Captain Yashika? So let's just rewind time and go back to the little you remember yourself. And how did it proceed further?
I think the little me was quite handful for my mother. I was quite naughty. I would be found running around and climbing the trees and doing one shaitani after the other. I really feel so thankful that I am not my own mother. Otherwise, I would not have been able to handle my own self. So I'm born to a Fauji family. Pardon my sore throat, huh?
I echo that. I am having.
Yeah, so it's like hot water. Yeah, same here. Cheers to that.
Sure.
Born to a Fauji family, Kanchan, and initial childhood was spent in cantonments. But that childhood came to a grinding halt very soon. Lost my father, was very small, just 7 years old.
I'm sorry to hear that. I
Um,
know he made us
and
all proud.
no, I am so proud to be the daughter of my father, who was, war veteran of 1962, 65, and 1971 wars. And we are three sisters. And when we lost my father in service of the nation, we were three very, very small little girls, 9 years, 7, and 5. I'm the middle one. And my mother was a very young widow. The childhood was difficult, to say the least. Difficult financially, difficult resource wise. Things were not easy to come by. There was enough for necessities, there was nothing for luxuries. And we really grew up with the thought that it is the family that matters. The value systems that we learned from the childhood, I think that have made Yashika what Yashika is. And for one thing, my mother was very clear that you have to realize your potential. You want to play, any game, any sports, just go ahead and do it. You want to join NCC, just go ahead and do it. You want to take part in any of the dances and the songs, just do it. Go ahead and take part in whichever activities your school has to offer. And that brought in a sense of initiative from day one. And growing up with that total bindas attitude, growing up in a family of 4 women, where you know that anything that has to move with the effort of these 4 ninjas only. And I read a quote very recently somewhere, and I think that really perfectly defines our family. And that is, if it is to be, it is up to me. So आप तो मुझे नहीं लगता आपने देखे होंगे वो, you are quite young, लेकिन पहले वो एक बड़े ऊंचे ऊंचे एंटीनास वाले टीवी होते थे.
Oh yes, I have survived changing them channels.
You survived that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I think mine was the last generation who know how to change antenna and still get a connection with the TV.
Yes. So एक छत पे चढ़ा होता था और एक उसको हिलाता था और नीचे से कहता था आ रहा है आ रहा है आ रहा है नेट.
Correct. And by the time you come down, it will still go up.
Exactly. Now everything happens with the click of mouse. But उन दिनों हमें रिजर्वेशन की लाइन में लंबी लाइनों में खड़े होना पड़ता था, बिल भरने के लिए लाइनों में खड़ा होना पड़ता था, गैस बुक करानी है, आटा पिसवा के लेके आना है, everything. So the childhood was like that, to do things ourselves. And that brought in a feeling that we can do everything. And never for once it came to our minds that कुछ काम लड़कों के होते हैं traditionally, कुछ काम लड़कियों के होते हैं traditionally. No, we were, मुझे लगता है we are blessed to have a childhood that did not put us in a bracket.
Very nice.
And that has made Yashika the Yashika.
Oh wow. So
and another thing I always say, that my mother, while we were growing up, always said that there will be no conversation around marriage. No. So first you get that first salary. तो तुम खुद को सक्षम करो, और इतना सक्षम करो कि probably she was, looking at her own, her own past, that had she completed her education, then after Papa's demise, she would not have to face so many hardships. So she always wanted us to be independent, financially secure, well-educated, professionals. And you see, that young widow grew up the 3 daughters in a way that my elder sister became a doctor. Wow. And she worked with naval hospitals. I came into army, and my younger sister is a serving Air Force officer.
Wow, salute to all.
And not only this, we are married to spouses of the 3 services. So my elder sister is married to a naval officer, working with Navy. I, being in army, got married to an army officer. And my younger sister, who's a serving Air Force officer, is married to an Air Force officer.
Wow.
So this is Trishakti.
Salute to the three Shakti.
Salute to my mother. Yes, certainly.
So Yashika, Captain Yashika, I connect here because we are three sisters, brought up from a very strong mother who is a social worker, is in politics from last 35 years. I know what you say because I know how to take a gas cylinder, how to, there's no vehicle which I don't drive. Our hairstyles match since childhood. I have had this. So I understand
Uh,
every word and I feel every word you said. My dad was in foreign for last when I was growing up, so mom had to take all three of us. And what she couldn't do, she wanted and ensure that we all three do. So all three of us are, working, earning, and living a very good life with her struggle, what she faced.
with her struggles. Yes.
So thank you for bringing up the past, which was very tough, but I know it made you tougher to fight the
Yes. Yes,
present as
it
a
did.
present.
It did.
Now fast forwarding it to school and college, how was it? Did you miss the parent teachers meetings, where there was a phase that you felt that you had a little more, or were there phases where you thought that I wish I had a different life, or did you enjoy what you had?
Um, you know how it happens. Way back in those days, there were no PTMs. It is a very recent phenomena. Um, Everyone in our school, every teacher in our school knew our background. And they were like extended mothers and extended elders in the school. Like if I was caught doing something which I'm not supposed to do, everyone would take on the mantle. Tumko pata hai tum kiski beti ho? And we were like, oh yes, so I think it was a very beautiful phase where everyone felt the uh, the cohesiveness. In those times, things were very family like, and everyone felt responsible towards these three girls whose mother is trying her best to give them a life that they deserve. So my childhood was quite interesting. I took part in every uh, activity that was there, by reason of which my studies always lagged behind. And and I was never a very good student in the sense that never the topper kinds till maths was around. So I would look at mathematics and I would run the other way, and I said, I cannot understand what is happening here. And in class 10th, I still remember the board years. And in those days, boards were actually very, very serious affair, not like the current days when, half yearly mein syllabus aa gaya, that is not going to be repeated for the final. But at that time, 10th was like very, very, very serious. Everyone made it like a jinn, like a,
Biggest
you know,
ghost to fight with, yeah.
oh my God, it was like I still remember our principal sir would say, March is marching on. And even at night, वो घड़ी की सुई अगर टक 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 सुनाई आती थी तो एकदम उठ के बैठ जाते थे कि March is marching on, and we would sit and start studying. And but the same year I went for my nationals, and same year, I went for Republic Day camp through NCC.
Wow.
So you can imagine, none of these things are one shot. Throughout the year, the camps are going on. Sports के camps चल रहे हैं. उससे वापस आ रही हूँ, NCC के camps में जा रही हूँ. But salute to my mother, who never said, make a choice. She
She took
just said,
liberty to your wings to fly.
yeah. She just said one thing, and which I still did really tell my own self. She said, what do you want to do? Do you really want to have a choice here? I said, no, I don't want to choose. I want to have it all. I want to have it all. She said, so if you want to have it all, then you will have to work doubly hard.
Yeah.
And it is your responsibility that you clear your 10th, and you get the subjects of your choice. So I was very clear that I do not want to take science side. So I just had to pass and had to get arts. But the biggest challenge for me was to clear maths. And I'm so glad that I cleared maths. 33 is the passing marks. I got 35. And I was so joyous. And mind you, after that in 11th, 12th, and in my college, I topped.
Oh, wow.
Because वो दिमाग से maths का pressure हट गया. And so I tell everyone, that जो subject आपके strength points हैं, उनके ऊपर हमेशा मेहनत करो. You know, we always work the other way around. We work on the weak subjects more and take strong subjects for granted, whereas they are the ones who are going to make your CGPA. So work harder.
Just the same way, we apply the same in our life as well. We work on our weaknesses so much that we don't take care of our strengths in life, which will make us the person we are today. Yeah, so people don't value that, you know, I'm good at communication. Maybe I'm not that good in something else. Or maybe I'm not good at cooking, but somebody's forcing me to cook.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the subconscious mind is always running behind the things which we don't have, which we lack. And we don't feel gratitude about what we have.
You know, this word is programmed for zero error syndrome. We are programmed to do everything right.
True.
We are programmed to do everything perfectly. First time right. No, there is nothing known as first time right. You see a duck swimming, all we see is this smooth sail, a graceful duck.
Yeah,
but underneath the surface, that constant rattling of, you know, those legs, we miss that. We only see the happy,
the happy
thing. Yeah, we see football, we see Messi. Messi is, you know, oh my God, those golden goals going again and again. We do not see the kind of physical mishaps this boy suffered, how many years he struggled, the kind of financial and physical hardships he faced. We always say, oh my God, you are so lucky. There's nothing known as luck. There's nothing known as first time right. It's all hard work and pain and strife.
So when the flower of success is plucked, that is called luck. So they don't see the struggles behind the buds, which they struggle to bloom and blossom and become what they become.
Yeah, beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Yeah. So when we talk about, you know, those struggles and then deciding that, you know, there was a point that auntie told you, your mom, that, you know, we have lost uncle in, you know, fighting for India. Did she has a desire that all three of you serve, or was it in all of you? How did it happen? Was it the family force? Because they say that, you know, the military family, they don't have blood. They have patriotism that runs the house. So I have seen, because I come from a family in Mahu, which is military headquarters of war near Indore. I studied from Mahu. So when Kargil war was happening, I was in 8th grade, and I still remember every day that year we didn't celebrate anything in Mahu because we could see dead bodies coming in every day. And people who, you know, they were veteran, they fought for us. But I felt, I still have goosebumps when I talk about it, because we all were united for Kargil. And I was in 8th grade. I saw my friends' parents passing away, and the entire city was so quiet for that entire 6 to 8 months, where the loss is still there, that pain is still there. And the moment I heard that word Kargil, you know, on your statement, for me it was going back to those days where we wish that we could save all the brave people who were there. We wish that it wasn't there, but, you know, the reality hits us hard when we really don't want it to. So how was that you all three went and made Uncle Auntie proud by serving the nation?
Kanchan, while we were growing up, though we had lost father, but the conversations in our family were always around Forge. There was always someone from this olive green family dropping by to ask, how are we doing? Every time there was someone to help us with the correct advice. There was someone to offer us that support. always to guide us whenever there was a decision to be taken in the worldly wise ways. When my father passed away, my mother was so naive. She did not, she had, you will be surprised, till that time she had not even signed a check. She did not know how a checkbook, how that leaf is filled. She did not know how to make her signatures because वो कभी जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी थी. So a lady who was so happy being a housewife and who never wanted to be in the shoes of a provider was overnight thrown into those shoes which she did not want to, be in. And I had always seen this reluctance in my mother that had Papa been alive, I would not have been working. So for her, work was something forced upon her.
It wasn't a choice. Yeah,
it wasn't a choice. It wasn't a choice. And I believe she never enjoyed her work because she always felt that it has come with an adversity. And she wanted us to be ready for a future where it is our option to work or not to work. So she always told us that you should be ready for a life of a professional, and what profession you take or whether you actually take it or not, eventually
is a choice you take.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed to have a mother who had such a progressive thinking. She
Back
never became a mother hen for us.
Yeah, back then when she wasn't given focus, or she didn't have exposure to all this.
Yes.
Instead, she was so progressive.
She was so progressive.
Yeah.
She did not force a career on us. She did not force a line of thinking on us. She always said, work on your strength points. So my elder sister, who was very good in studies, who was very good in science subjects, who expressed a desire that she wants to become a doctor. And my mother, with her limited means, gave her everything. So I'm sure my mother must have had to sell some of her gold and, those things. She never asked anyone for money. She never did. And it's not easy. Bachche ko doctor banana is not easy. Those books are so expensive. And she never let us know that there is any kind of financial hardship being faced here. When I came to, my college, I told my mother that I want to wear uniform and this is what I just want to do. And she said, go ahead. But there was no conversation in the environment about girls coming to army. Nothing. There was nothing of this, thing or a future prospect. So I thought, abhi main kya karu? Mujhe to vardi pehnni hai. So the only thing came to my mind was that I'll become an IPS officer, because those days Kiran Bedi was a rage. Kiran Bedi was like a tornado. Sometimes getting the vehicle of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi lifted, towed away because it was wrongly parked, or getting those, those encroachments cleared. She was one powerhouse. And I said, I want to be like her. So I was very seriously getting ready for civil services. I was totally focused. And just in my final year, Army opened its gates for girls. And the starting was, the educational qualification was graduation. And graduation in economics for Corps of Ordnance. And I was studying economics, was doing my graduation. How right,
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Where there is a will, there is a way. And Kanchan, I feel
the entire universe works.
Universe conspires.
I swear, your wish is my command.
Universe conspires. And I think you really need to have a guardian angel up there, which I think my father made it happen. He
True.
just said that you need to think and he'll put in a word to the God. And he did put in a word to the God and God made it happen. So
Wow.
I came into army. My younger sister, who had not thought that she'll go into Air Force, she was studying law. She became a lawyer. And just at that time, she said, let me try Air Force. And she cleared Air Force administrative branch.
Your wish is my command.
Your wish is my command. Otherwise, she would have, she would have taken a different
So,
route as a
true,
lawyer.
true. Yeah.
And there we are. So I think it's a mother's um, guidance to the children that do your best in whatever you are doing.
Hmm.
Not try to impose your own dreams on the children.
Yeah.
So the thing that she only imposed on us was be
On the right. Yeah.
on the right path,
True.
be professionally
Savvy.
be professionally savvy. If you don't want to work later on in life, don't work.
But
No
be
one is
ready.
forcing you.
True,
You
true.
take your life the way you want to. You become whatever, but be equipped.
True.
And there we are.
So thank you for sharing that wonderful journey. I feel like I'm walking along, listening and picturizing the way you're putting it across. So Captain Yashika, you rightly said that you were the first batch. So, with first batch and titles, the bigger the titles, the bigger the responsibilities, and a field which was not ready for women to enter. How was your journey there? Where, were you treated equally? Were there were some things, oh, you're girls, you're not supposed to do? Or was it like, why are you not taking this responsibility? You're equally an army officer. So how was that journey?
Kanchan, I certainly was from the initial batches, but I'm not from the first batch. I'm from the fourth batch.
Okay, in
Right?
the first duration where the
First
women.
duration, yeah. So, like I always say that I'm 77 number lady officer. So, first hundreds also were not there. It was so initial. And therefore, a lot of things came with that territory of being in the initial batch. So, policies were being formed.
Mhm.
Ladies in uniform, what are their capabilities that had to be judged? How far they can be pushed, that had to
The
be judged.
limits. True.
Where all can they be posted, that had to be judged.
Yeah.
What are they going to wear, that was to be decided. So many things. What are the protocols going to be like? How are they going to be addressed? There were so many things. Army, Navy, Air Force, all the three services had opened their gates around the same time. And for every single lady officer who was coming to services was just a junooni lot. Passion. मतलब आप ये सोच सकते हैं कि जब हम में से एक एक लेडी ऑफिसर फौज ज्वाइन कर रही थी, we knew in our hearts of hearts that this is not a permanent career. We are going to give our best years to this organization, which may say goodbye to us in a short
Any
while.
day. Yeah.
Any day.
True.
But we were there. And we were there to give our best. And when we reached academy, initial batches were only 25. Sirf 25 ladkiyan. Everyone looking at us. ये shorts पहनेंगी या trousers पहनेंगी?
Yeah.
Today, it's a common sight to see girls in shorts.
True. Then
1994, it was a very traditional society, and
yeah.
we were, not wearing shorts, especially in small cities. I was coming from Bareilly,
Oh
which
wow.
is
MP.
a very
Yeah.
small,
Very,
yes.
correct.
And though I had always been in sports, लेकिन हमेशा shorts के ऊपर skirts पहनते थे. तो सुबह सबसे पहले दिन जब वो shorts पहनने थे पीटी के लिए, even that was like a everyone would
Not
be
a
looking
comfort
at us.
zone. Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But then you realize after a point of time,
Doesn't
nobody
matter.
cares.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
And I would like to tell all the viewers who are looking at this episode of yours that please अपने ऊपर कभी इतनी बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मत लो कि आपको लगे सब आपको देख रहे हैं. No one has the time. World doesn't have time. We give ourselves far too much importance. We think everyone is looking at us. No one is looking at us. We are very harsh on ourselves. I think we should take ourselves, take a deep breath, focus on enjoying the work that we are doing. And so we perform the best. And when we reached academy, our peers were all males. Our training staff were all males. Entire academy was, and we did not have any overlapping batch of women. So our immediate seniors who were to teach us the do's and don'ts of academy were all males. And academy में जब तक रगड़ा ना लगे तब तक ट्रेनिंग नहीं है, तो हमको रगड़ा लगाने वाले भी लड़के थे. And we grew up as that. Yeah. And you see, Kanchan, we were all students. And after completing our studies, we had come to academy. So for us, it was all okay. Because for us, it was for the first time. It was normal for us. But for everyone around who was not used to seeing girls in the academy, for those people, it was a new thing. But I am so thankful to Indian Army that they never compromised.
And along with that, just one question here, Captain Yashika, is it the brain game that your brain, are you prepared mentally? You can face anything because you came up from a very small city. You had multiple challenges and multiple responsibilities on your head. Yeah. Performing in a field where you were not even minority that time, like very, very less compared to the huge army potential which was there. Comparisons, what would world think? How would I perform? Am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? So all those questions, keep juggling in your brains when you're doing something new. The territory which is unknown, the territory which was never mapped, the territory which was not meant for women. So were the top 100 officers or the women had gone through a lot of mental challenges as well?
Yes. Yes. Mental challenges as in there comes a point when you stop treating yourself as an individual. When you have the constant feeling that I am representing a tribe.
Okay.
And whatever I am doing, whatever I'm performing, the way I'm behaving, the way I am taking on the challenges, and the way I'm breaking the barriers does not speak for me as Yashika. It speaks for my tribe as a whole. Because no one knows Yashika. But people are going to say, oh, a lady cadets are not up to the mark. You don't want that. You don't want that. And so you give it not your sweat, you give it your blood, you give it your toil, you give it your innermost reservoirs of energy. I'll give you a very small example. We have these long distance runnings in academy, right? Which are physical endurance runs. And when you have the physical endurance runs, so you are in the battle fatigues, and you are wearing those heavy boots, and you are, wearing your jab cap, you have your gun with you, and a few of us have the radio sets on our backs.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So, and not only this, you are also having the complete battle load. So it is like 25 kgs of battle load on you. And if you add radio set, then it goes even higher. And you are running, and you are running. And what happens in Indian society, I'm glad that I was into a lot of sports and a lot of NCC, that kind of exposure. But there were few girls who had not had any exposure of outdoors. और हमारे देश में आज तक लड़कियों को हम आउटडोर के लिए एनकरेज नहीं करते.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, we want them at par.
Correct.
All of a sudden, we want them at par mentally, physically, which is not fair.
Yeah.
So from school days only, girls have to be given that ability to take initiative and move on ahead. So when in academy you are doing this, many girls are ready, many girls are fighting to be ready. On top of it, you have your periods. And when you have your periods, then everybody is reacting differently. All of a sudden, you are subjected to physically intensive routine, which your body doesn't know how to respond to.
Correct.
Right? So in my recent TED talk, I have spoken about this topic only, women, military training and periods.
No, on a definite note, we don't talk about it, and it's taboo still.
Yes.
It's a taboo
When there
still
are
wherein
women in training academy, how blind can we be? No one speaks to us.
True.
So there were few girls whose periods did not stop for a month. Constant, heavy bleeding. There were few like me who did not bleed for the last 3 months of our training. Body shut down, absolute shutdown. There were few very rare ones whose body clock was still going,
ticking. Yeah.
ticking routinely, but that was a minority.
Correct.
Most of us were falling on either lines.
Stress, physical endurance, a new territory, and the body inside and the outside.
It is so much important that we speak on it. And when you are running, as I was speaking about those endurance runs, and in one such run, I was running, and so with a radio set and my gun and my battle fatigues, along with others, we were all, completing that long distance run. And to be on the safer side, I had put not one, but 2 sanitary napkins. So that, right? Now, sanitary napkins with adhesive is a very recent phenomena. Way back in 1994, we did not have the ones that stick to the lining, right?
Yeah.
I'm just being so graphic because I want you to have a picture of it, which I'm sure you will have. And so when you are running, and you are giving it your all, and I am running in the top 10s. Okay, I'm running in the top 10s, academy running behind, and I'm there, I'm running. And when you are running, so the sanitary napkin goes on one side, right? It shifts, and you know that it's not right, and you feel the gush of blood, it's coming out. So till the time the boys are behind, they feel, oh, she's running very fast. Yeah, oh, she's going to overtake us, or she's going to be there. But as you have that red blotch appear on your fatigue, and you see that the one who's running beside you is having a smirk on his face and say, oh, you're a woman. And then you look at him and say, I am a woman. And I'm still going to win it. Still going to run fast. Still going to be there much ahead of you. So you keep going back. Keep running. And you finish it off. And I realized that in academy, there was no discrimination. But there was resistance. Since it was very initial years, it is understood. See, resistance is the law of the nature.
Correct.
If you see a small membrane, आप अगर time warp में या microscope के नीचे एक पानी का bubble भी देखोगे ना, और एक syringe से उसको burst करोगे, even that thin film of water is also going to resist it.
Correct. True.
So resistance is the law of the nature, but it is up to the people who are giving the test, show that they are made of the metal and only then they are going to be accepted. And I'm so glad that we have finally been accepted, and women have now got permanent commission. They are now going to, the first batch is already in National Defense Academy.
True.
And there is so much of big shabash. But we were the front runners, and we were the ones who laid the foundation. And I'm so forever proud of my tribe.
So standing ovation to the entire tribe who made the way for others.
Yes.
5 wow moments of Captain Yashika's, army journey. 5 wow moments.
5 wow moments. 5 wow moments. A, when I entered academy. Second wow moment, when I got the best in drill. That is a medal that you get. That's a Kumaun medal you get when you stand best in drill amongst boys and girls, because drill is the
Test.
Oh my God, baptization by fire. It's a baptization by fire. That's like a wow moment. That's like, I have arrived. Passing out parade, commanding my contingent, standing second in order of merit in academy. Getting that first salute as an officer.
Wow.
And when I got my medals from the Kargil War. So these are wow moments.
Thank you so very much. I know the time is ticking. It is not the marching, but the clock ticking. Let's fast forward to Kargil. You got married, and in short, how was the marriage thing? And then let's go to Kargil War.
Like I told you that my mom said that no marriage till the time you get your
first
salary. So actually, I got my first salary, and I told my mom that I want to marry this man whom I always, wanted to marry. And I got married early in life. And 94, I got commissioned. 95, I got married. 96, I had my first son. So it was like very fadafat. And of course, my mom was very happy because it was tick on all, check boxes that yes. I got married to an army officer, the love of my life. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. Till date, I feel very blessed that I got married to a man who's so progressive in his thinking and who's been like a rock of Gibraltar. And so glad to have him as father of my sons. And life was going very fast, and with support of my husband, I kept volunteering for one difficult area after another. So I got posted to Operation Rhino, that was in Northeast. After that, I again volunteered for a difficult area. I became first lady officer to be posted to extreme cold climate and high altitude area of Leh Ladakh. I was the only lady officer there from logistics wing. So as far as I could see, eyes could see, there was only one lady officer. So ek choti si lady officer chali aa rahi hai. Sometimes people would feel that, is that a small child in fancy dress or something, But this is she's a lady officer, small petite one wearing her stars, and she's there. But that was a true test, because here one added facet was the weather. In high altitude, the air is very rarefied. It's very difficult to breathe. High altitude brings in sub-zero temperatures. The professional work also is very different from the other parts of the country. So I was like a prototype, and a lot of experiments were being done on me. I was being tested, I was being judged. And every time, that thought was there. Do you have it in you? Do you have it in you? Do you have it in you? Sometimes, you see things in HD and you hear in Dolby sound. It was those moments when you knew that if I falter, if I do anything less than 100%, it may affect performance of future lady officers. Yes, they will come to high altitudes and extreme cold climate, but then probably it will take little more time.
True.
So every day was a challenge, every day. And I think I did something right, that by the time my tenure was coming to an end, more lady officers were being posted in. It was like a silent pat on my back. I said, Shabash, you've done well. You've done well.
You proved your mettle.
Yeah. And this was also the time that Kargil started. And they were very challenging times for our country. And I'm very glad that it happened at a time in my career, in my posting, where I was very well entrenched there. I had gotten acclimatized to my weather, climate, my profession, because this, I think, universe readies you for a challenge, for the ultimate challenge of your life. Kargil was ultimate challenge professionally. Kargil was ultimate challenge physically. And universe readied me for that. I really believe in that. I really believe, Kanchan, that there is something that is destiny.
True.
There is something that universe has a design for you. Universe does not pick and choose everyone.
Correct.
And
you need to be the blessed one.
I always feel it's good to be narcissist. It's always good to say, yes, I am the blessed one. Yes, I'm the chosen one. And
True.
yes, I was there and I did it because I was destined to do it. When Kargil happened, professionally, it was difficult because being from logistics wing, you are required to equip your army for the war. And it was a time
that's a very crucial part of ensuring that things are logistically done, and that too at a high altitude where everything is a challenge, from nature, resources.
That is the job description. Your mistakes are going to come home in body bags. How much more graphic can you get? तो अगर सिपाही के बंदूक में गोली नहीं है, अगर उसके तन के ऊपर स्पेशल क्लोथिंग नहीं है जो उसको ठंड से बचा सके, तो मेरा कोई काम नहीं है उस पोजीशन पे बने रहने का. I have to perform to the best of my ability as my country demands it out of me. And everyone who was there was giving their 100%. At that time, I was pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant when Kargil was going on. I had a choice. I could have requested that I will not be able to take the stress or whatever. But let me tell you, Kanchan, it never occurred. It never occurred. The thought wasn't there. 24/7 for those 3 months of this battle, one complete trimester, in an altitude which was so difficult for a pregnant woman whose body is not designed to survive high altitude. I could have self-aborted my child at any point of time for the lack of oxygen. But guardian angel put in a word to the God. God said, don't worry, everything will be fine. Just concentrate on your work. And it just happened textbook-wise. Extremely difficult and challenging situation. Ladai lag gayi, surprised, where we were looking after only couple of thousands in that sector. We had lakhs of soldiers coming in. Logistically, मतलब यही वही है कि आपके घर में 10 लोगों का खाना है और 1000 लोग आ जाएं. So now you are supposed to provide each one of them real time पे. So there was a lot of back end work that we had to do. Entire country mobilized itself and made it happen for us. We were the only ones who were standing in the front line. पीछे पूरा देश खड़ा था. And I think I'm lucky that I was there from the time the first shell landed till the time last Pakistani was kicked out, dead or alive. It's there.
After hearing this, I really want to give you a standing one.
Thank you.
It means the world, because we are all safe because there's somebody there who compromised with whatever he or she wanted to ensure that the country is safe. So yeah,
Thank you.
only veteran or a person who says, it's very easy to say he's an army person, but what the army family brings up that person, the mental support, the times where you need your family together, but you know that they are doing something way better. So it brings out the best. Thank you for sharing the entire journey. I know I feel when I was, there was this movie, Sandeshe Aate Hain, was the army based movie.
Border.
Border, yeah. So when I was seeing those days, and of somebody patting, and you don't know from where the person is, but that emotional hug, and when you burst out and you feel why the other person is doing this to me, or those letters, because now thank God that technology is so advanced, but when a letter reaches you, maybe a month, or it never reaches, nobody knows. So
Yes.
living in those days, those eras where technology was way off, and still with army restrictions, there is so much that doesn't reach you. So this that spirit that takes you up there, and not everybody is born to be an army officer. And once you become one, you are separate from the tribe altogether. So what do you think the young women who is still not ready for where they go, but there is a lot of time where people say, I need to be counseled, I don't know where I am meant to be, or a childhood where my brother got everything but I didn't get, or a family which says, no, no, you just do your graduation, get married and go, or a family which says, no, you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor, or there are so many restrictions where my brother is allowed to go at 9 and I'm allowed to be at home by 6, 7, 8. My brother is never asked which game are you playing or whom are you meeting, but a woman or a girl child is asked. So for such girl child, the new generation of India, not everybody is blessed like a mother you and I had, who gave us the liberty to go an extra mile. That trust was always there, that I trust my child, go paint the color, or, paint your canvas, or be the bird you want to, or fly high, we are always there. Not every family does. So what is that piece of advice to those women, children, or that family? How do we take it to the next level?
Kanchan, there's a quote by Maya Angelou, and I really stand by it when she says that if you are always trying to be normal, you don't know how wonderful you can be. And many a times in our life, we underestimate ourselves. We always think, oh, हमसे अच्छे लोग होते होंगे जो ये करते हैं, हमसे अच्छे लोग होते होंगे जो ये करते हैं. I have been in this situation many times where I have always felt, oh, I am not up to it. I am not up to mark. There are people who are better than me. Why will I get this chance? But let me tell you, every time I had that thought in my mind, there was one small, weak sound somewhere inside, but always present and nagging me, who said, do it, do it, try it. You got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Go that extra mile. And let me tell you, I've always gone that extra mile, and I've always, always taken that initiative, and that initiative has always been rewarded.
At times, did you feel, why me, or was it try me? What was
Try
your...
me every time. Every time. It's like try me. I will tell you. I will tell you. When I was going into NCC, I always wanted to wear uniform. I always wanted to go to it. When I went for Republic Day camp, they said, we want someone who knows something in cultural, something. I said, I can play an instrument. They said, which instrument? I said, I can play tanpura. I didn't know anything. They said, who can dance? I said, I can dance. Acha, who can march? I can march. Who can run? I can run. And I gave you that simile of duck. The exterior looks very confident, but the peddling, I mean, now I have volunteered. And now I have to prove that I am right for this job. I got selected for Republic Day camp not once but twice. I was in Rajpath selection. Imagine going to RD camp twice but not getting selected for Rajpath March. I was rejected because I was not fitting into the height criteria. I said, try me, make me parade commander, because a parade commander does not need a
height criteria.
Because parade commander to akela chalta hai. So I said, make me parade commander. They told me, push off. I said, okay. But you see, when I came into academy, I got best in drill and I commanded my contingent.
Yeah, that the little will inside.
So try me, volunteering one difficult area after another area after another area. Finally, when I left my job, when I left army, I kept moving from one station to another with my husband. Every 2 years, looking for a new job. हर 2 साल में 0 से मीटर शुरू हो रहा है. हर 2 साल अपना सर्टिफिकेट लेके जॉब के लिए ढूंढ रही हूँ. But I always knew in my head, I will get a job. My peers who decided to stay at one place were growing like vertically high, reaching their careers.
Yeah, a stable tree, high growth.
Yeah, high growth. And here I was growing like a banyan.
But stronger, deeper roots.
Stronger, deeper roots.
But
आप
everywhere.
मुझे कहीं भी फेंक दो.
Yeah.
I have a parallel in my life to that. I can connect my dot anywhere because I taught in kindergartens, in small little villages. I've worked with special children. I've worked with Raksha Mantralaya projects. I've worked in worked schools. I've looked after franchisees of international universities. Done it all. And now I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a TED speaker. I'm a corporate trainer. So this is what I want to tell girls. Never settle in for what the world decides for you. Nothing in life will be given to you on platter. Had my mother said, oh, my husband is not there, I will just be on mercy of my relatives, I would not have been here talking to you. True. That woman said, no, I am going to be there for my daughters, always. And she gave us a life.
Wow. Super.
So if the girls feel that their parents are not giving them equal opportunities, they will have to prove it to their parents that they are worthy of it. You will have to find a way to prove that you are worthy of that trust.
Thank you, Captain Yashika. Yeah. How would you define passion? What is your definition of passion?
My definition of passion is something that is driving you so hard, that is in your mind 24/7. Passion is something which you want to do and you are on a steamroller. And nothing stands your way. You yourself tell yourself ki baju hato. Don't stop me. You know, because the biggest roadblock is here. The biggest roadblock is here. And if you feel that you have conquered everything inside you, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. And if I can just take 1 minute and tell you why I am saying this is, I wanted to become a corporate trainer and a motivational speaker. And I left a very, very well paying and a very rewarding career. That was just before lockdown happened. And in those brief months before lockdown, when we did not know Corona is going to hit us, I was jet setting. 2 months down the line, I had already given 2 Josh talks. I had given my first TED talk. I was rising to be a sought after corporate trainer, going global. Lockdown hit us. It irked me. What am I going to do? I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I started my YouTube channel. वही है ना, हम सोचते हैं कि YouTube में बोलने वाले लोग कुछ और होते होंगे. कौन देखेगा मेरा चैनल? नहीं. I said, this is what that I want to do, and I am going to do. And I did that. Can you imagine 56 episodes down the line, not a single dislike, not a single thumbs down? In this age where people are very quick with their reactions, not a single dislike. I think that is a true kamai of my channel, Shaurya Tales. I have given more than 800 webinars in this lockdown.
That speaks volume.
I have trained top corporate houses that you can imagine. In one of the training sessions, there were people sitting from 80 countries across timelines. That is huge. That is huge. So, agar aap passionate hai, I 50 years of age, I'm 50 years, right? I'm very well settled in my life. There is nothing that I have to work for my bread or butter. I am purely running on power petrol of passion. And I really feel that my best is yet to come. World is yet to see my best. I am yet to see my best. And that is what drives me. So, Guardian Angel ke paas arzi lag chuki hai, I think.
I just want to show something that we have today for you.
Yes.
You've been so kind. So this is a small token of what you do for the world. Can you see my screen?
Oh my God. Thank you so
one,
much.
This one is from the bottom of my heart. There is a small token which will reach you soon as well.
Thank you so much, Kanchan. Means a lot.
Yeah, and Captain Yashika, I am honored and delighted. I can't thank you enough for what you have done, because this is my 3rd episode. And when I started it, it was only because I want passionate people to come and speak, because we all speak about our successes, but how did we reach is a journey. And life is a journey. There is no destination. You still want to see how beautiful life is, and you've touched the half century and the beautiful another half century where you'll make every one of us proud. How would your son define you? The last question.
My sons define me as powerhouse.
Wow.
That I think that is a true compliment to me.
Very nice. So that's Captain Yashika, and the clock was ticking for 1 long hour and we didn't realize.
Oh my God.
And
sorry to have overshot your time.
No, never. I just wish that we could make 24 hours and we go live for the entire world. This is just the beginning. I'll keep troubling you. Thank you for being a role model and inspiration for the entire tribe. You spoke about people who weren't there, but you wanted to prove your mettle. So a lot of learnings which I took today, and to all of you who are looking forward to more passionate journeys and more passionate stories and real life heroes, keep tuned in. Every month. I bring one passionate journey on Passion Talks with Kanchan Sonik. Here signing off with more promises that will come back with more stories. Thank you, Captain Yashika, from all of us, because you have been an inspiration, and standing ovation, all the medals, whatever I have are yours. Thank you for being so kind.
Thank you so much, Kanchan. Means a word to me. And let me tell you that I'm so glad to be speaking here on your Passion Talks. You have moderated it so well. You have got a wonderful way of speaking. and you are very eloquent. So my compliments to you, and convey a big shabash to your entire team from my side.
Thank you very much. The entire team is me. So don't worry, doing
Oh,
good.
one man army, just like me,
Yeah. So yeah, just fighting it out.
tops.
Yeah.
Jai
We will
Hind.
connect again. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you
Okay.
again. Thank you.
Jai Hind. Bye bye.
Bye.